Well, hello there, everyone. It's another week, and you guys know what that means. It's time for another game of Star Realms. Let's see if I can get into a new game. And you know what? I think I'm going to go for a quick match this week. Just to see if I can get some randomness going on here and be surprised at what's going on. And what is this going to reveal for us? Okie dokie. Well, we should probably try playing our first turn. Oh, I think I'll take some scrap this early in the game. I will, and that only leaves me one thing, so I'm going to take another piece of scrap, even though this one is only from in your hand. I guess I might be going a little scrap heavy, but we'll see if my opponent takes that supply bot, possibly just as much to deny me another red as to get one for themselves. They did take it. They might take the warning beacon too. Yeah, that's not a horrible way to go. Oh, so that leaves us 5, which is a little disappointing with this row. I can't remember the central station. If you have 3 or more bases in play, including this one, I am not generally a base-heavy player, so I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to take the Imperial Fighter. It's not a bad card, and I'm going to see what replaces it. Ooh, do I want to get that much trade this soon? I think I will. I think I actually will, and since I already took one, I'm going to take an Explorer or a Stellar Reef. The Stellar Reef is, quite frankly, not that stellar, but it would activate some blob ally abilities, and I think I might end up going that way. I don't know. It's a tough call, but I'm going to have 3, 4, 5, 6 this turn, and I think I may pivot over to getting a flagship, even though I've already got some green and some red. Oh, that's a tough call. I would not mind another scrapper. Boy, what is my opponent going with? They've got 3 reds. Is that all they've got is red so far? Huh. That makes me almost want to pick up the mining mech just so they don't get a 3rd red, but I'm really not that concerned about them getting a red that only provides trade. Ugh, this is a really hard call. The mining mech would help me get to that moonworm, but it's too late now. I've made my decision. Am I going to regret it? We're going to see. And I do at least have a battle bot. That's a little bit of scrapping. What are they going to buy for 4? They're going to buy the mining mech, of course. Oh, the incinerator. Can I remember what this thing does? Scrap up to 2 cards in your hand or discard pile. And ooh, boy, that actually, I don't know if I could make as great of use of it, but I know my opponent can. Okay, I should see what I want to buy first. I think with what's out here, I'm just going to get an Explorer, so I'm going to go ahead and scrap a Scout out. Play all of these. I have enough damage to take out their warning beacon and do a little bit to their face. And like I said, get an Explorer. I don't really want the cargo pod. The cargo pod, unless you're in a super heavy green deck, I don't know. Oh, I didn't end my turn. I shouldn't be wasting my time like that in a real-time game, should I, guys? No. So my opponent has their starting hand. They did pick up the cargo pod. I don't feel particularly great about that one. Let's see. I can scrap with this one out of my discard pile, which is absolutely wonderful to be able to do. Gonna scrap another Scout. And I don't really have anything spectacular out of the rest of this, do I? No. 3. Ooh, you know, I might pull the freighter. This is just a little late in the game for me to be pulling a freighter, but it is before this shuffle, so I feel it might be worthwhile. I might be able to pick up some good stuff with that. That's my hope. If I can beat them to the expensive stuff because I picked up the freighter, it might still work out for me. But this is kind of a scrap war, isn't it? And I'm not just saying that because I've been watching through some old seasons of Scrapyard Wars on Linus Tech Tips. No, I'm saying that because there's a lot of red going on in this game. Ooh, a frigate shows up, and I've got 3 purchasing, so that's... I like to see that. I do. That makes me feel pretty good. It is certainly a card I do not mind picking up, and it's not just because I'm trying to copy Bax because he's better than me. No, it's because I have enjoyed using that card. I love the self-scrapping for a draw. That's such a powerful thing to do at many points in the game, but especially the end game. Oh, we should probably take a look at what we've got now. Oh, what is our opponent going to pick up for 6? They are like, oh, I don't know. I wanted 7 or 8. So they're probably going to pick up the gunship and the missile bot, is my guess. They're going to pick up the missile bot first and see what replaces, and then they're probably going to pick up the gunship and use its scrapping ability, maybe. It's not a horrible one. No, they're going to pick up a patrol cutter. That probably... it's tough to tell what works better with their deck. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to keep everything I have in my hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I can get the Moonworm and still... Yeah, that's 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to get 7 here. Or do I want to go for that Incinerator? Boy, that could be powerful, but I don't think I'm going to last that long. I think I'm going to go for a little bit quicker than that. So I am going to go ahead and scrap out my Scout and trade bot into scrapping another Scout and pick up the Moonworm for myself. I feel okay about that. I'm also going to get rid of this Explorer. I'm not sure... It'd be nice to beat them to the Incinerator, but I'm probably going to have to see my Freighter again to have a shot at that. Or if I can pick up the gunship really soon here. But yeah, I think I'd rather get down to doing some damage at this point. They are going to do a little bit more scrapping, and... 5 for them. They are going to take the gunship now. Unless they take a survey ship and see what comes up for 2. It's a orbital platform is not horrible for them either, actually. Yeah, that's not a bad call for them. Oh, they would have loved to pick up a Ravager, wouldn't they? I will probably pick up the Ravager myself. Although, let's draw a card first and see what we get. We get another draw card. And put it into your hand. 4 or less. If I faction, which I can do there. And, oh, costs 2 or less. Oh, yeah, I guess it's got to be an Explorer, but it's going to the hand for... Oh, man. What craziness do I get here? Oh, hoo-hoo. On top of my deck. But that's only the next ship I acquire. What do I still have in here? Oh, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to play these guys. And that is enough that I can still pick up the Incinerator for myself. And target opponent discards a card. I don't have any more activated abilities I'm missing other than trashing this. I want to trash that. Yes, thank you. And then take this out and do a decent chunk of damage to my opponent. Oh boy, that was some tough thought right there. I'm going to make them discard 1. I was really hoping that the Ravager would be paired up with my Reef. Although neither one of them do have ally abilities, so I don't know why I was worried about it. I think I was confusing the Ravager with something else. Okay, they did 2 points of damage to me. I can live with that. I'm going to make them discard again. What do we have for stuff in here? Nothing that is going to activate on yellow. I think I'm looking late enough in the game. I'm going to get rid of this guy and just take an extra card. Not what I wanted, but at least I'm not seeing it next turn. So Scrap up to 2 cards in the trade row. Oh, I think I want to scrap any good blue that would help them. Patrol cutter. And, yeah. I think I'll scrap those 2. Oh, probably for the worse. But, hey, you live and learn. But, do I want to pick... I don't want to pick up anything. I'm okay with what I've got at this point. No, I have unspent trade. That's fine, I know. Now I get a couple of scrappers, and I don't really particularly have anything that I can scrap with them. I'm going to scrap one scout out, of course, but the other one is going to go to waste, guys. That is the truth. They get to buy a lot, and I think it's a little late in the game. They might buy the junkyard, but, I mean, at this point, are they going to see it? No, they're not. They picked up a draw card, but they mostly had to cycle that, and that's a shame for them. I would not mind buying a command ship as well, but they're not going to buy it, not this turn, and it's probably too late in the game to see anything. So I'll scrap out of my hand, what the heck, and I'll play this. Select none, because I have nothing to scrap. Scrap up to 2 cards currently in the trade row. This time I do have a better call. I don't want them getting either of those and using them just in case, even though it's really unlikely. Oh boy, that's a little bit of a shame. But I don't have to worry about it. I actually have enough damage. I didn't even notice that. I thought they still had more and I had a little less. That went a little faster than I thought. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with how that went. It was a little shaky in the beginning. I was worried about it with my heavy red on turn 1, and then they ended up being even heavier in red. But I generally use my scrappers not as a focus. Sometimes it happens, but generally they're not my focus. They're my solid foundation to bring the deck down early on. And then I want to go for damage, and it worked that time. My opponent had the ability to buy some decent stuff a couple of their last turns, but it was just too late in the game. So I was able to pick up the win on that, and on that note, we have to call it another week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you next week. Later.